Salvador. They did not turn the planes around, which he's going to argue, and we've heard him lay this out before, is in violation of his verbal order.
So, James, I saw you nodding when she said this is going to be a pretty explosive hearing. What are the key things you would be listening for?
Well, I think Julia's report is absolutely spot on, which is to say, in the earlier hearings, we've already seen Judge Boasberg really having his patience tested. You know, normally when the Department of Justice goes before a federal judge, there's a level of common respect. Even if the case may not go the particular way the DOJ wants it to, the DOJ is representing the federal government, the judge is representing the federal government, albeit in a different posture. There's a sense of decorum, a sense of manners and etiquette. That has not been the case in this particular case. And I think Judge Boasberg is going to be threatening, potentially holding them in contempt, the lawyers for the Department of Justice. Now, the problem with that is that when federal judges have threatened the federal government with contempt, there's really not much they can do, right? It's very, very difficult. And usually a judge will get right up to the line. And the intent of the sort of threat of contempt, civil contempt, is to induce compliance. But if you think about those early hearings, Judge Boasberg was basically saying, look, the compressed time frame that you laid out with the graphic earlier was extraordinarily compressed by any measure, and it was only compressed because these deportations essentially occurred under the dark of night, and only because the ACLU filed a brief at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, which was before the planes took off. And that was because the ACLU caught wind that this was going to happen. The judge in the earliest hearing said, you know, why would you do that if not to avoid compliance with federal law?
So, President Trump, by the way, is heading to Florida, and he's going to be asked about tariffs. So let's go to that really quickly.